Hi, 7th graders. So the first thing I'd like you guys to do is get out your 6.4 bell ringer. You are going to work on this first on your own. You're going to pause the video and get it done. 32 through 35, it says simplify, write the answer as a decimal. So after you do the math right there, so 6 minus 4 would be 10, or sorry, 10 minus 4 would be 6. It'd be 6 over 10, which is then equivalent to what is a decimal? 0.6, 6/10. So that would be your final answer. So make sure that after you do the math right here, then you divide or, turn it into a decimal simply. It looks like this one's going to be easy because you can turn it into 100. This one might not be so easy to turn into 100, obviously. So what you could do is just do the math right there and then divide by 84. Same thing over there. Now, 36 says, there are 160 people in a grade. The ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 5. Which proportion could you use to find the number of boys? And so that's just a question from chapter 5 about setting up proportions. And so I want to see if you guys can do that one too. So go ahead and pause this video, get that done. Make sure you put your name on the top and turn that in. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started on the lesson. So go ahead and pause this. The lesson begins at 6.4, the percent equation. And now I like the percent equation so much more than the percent proportion. The percent equation to me just makes more sense. So before we begin, I want to come down here and we are going to be interpreters. And interpreters, what they do is they change one language to another, right? We're going to change written, like English words, into math words. So the first thing we need to know is that the word of means multiply, okay? Or times. I'm going to write times, but we all know that means multiplication, right? Okay. The next one is is. Is means equals. I think we all know that one. What number or what percent, like if it has the words what number, what percent, I want you guys to understand that means that's your unknown. That's your variable, okay? So when it's asking what, just know that that's our unknown, okay? Okay, so now with that in mind, we're gonna go translate English to math. And I really do enjoy this a lot better. So what I want you to do with these questions is you're gonna get some highlighters out. We're gonna highlight some of these things together, okay? So the sentence says, what number is 24% of 26? So the first thing I want you to highlight is what number. And I'm highlighting what number in orange because do you see at the bottom of the page, I kind of did like an orange color down there for what number. So what number, that means X, okay? So I'm gonna put an X because that came first. And I'm gonna highlight that in orange too. Now you don't have to highlight these things when we do it in real math, just for these notes, just so you can, keep them organized. The next word is. And if we translate that, that means equals. So we're going to go and highlight is in yellow. Okay, and then is equals. %. Now here is something else I need you guys to all know. You can't just put 24% into an equation like this, x equals 24%. We can't do that because we can't multiply 24% by 26. So anytime you're putting a percent into an equation, you have to turn it back into a decimal first. I think that's a really big piece of information we got to remember. So down here, we're going to write that because, or in this box, we can write it because I think that's something we all need to remember. You can't put a percent in an equation you have to turn it into a decimal. That's super important, you guys. It's like so important that I'm going to highlight the crazy living out of it. Let me see here, but green. You can't put a percent into an equation. You have to turn it into a decimal. Okay, so going back to our little equation we got going on over here. 24%. When you guys just come to the numbers like 24% and 26, you just stick those into the equation, okay? But we just learned you can't stick 24% into the equation. Move it, boop, boop, 2 places. Now it's going to be 0.24, okay? So what number is 0.24? Now the next word is of, and I highlighted that in pink. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little pink. Boop. I mean, obviously I think I did red in the bottom part, but that's okay. Of means times. I'm literally going to draw a little time symbol, like a little dot, okay? Times. And then the next thing in the sentence is 26. I'm going to go stick that 26 in here. Okay, so I know this looks a little crazy with all the highlighting, but essentially here's what we got. We have x equals 0.24 times 26. And now this is actually a very easy equation to solve. All you have to do is take 0.24 times 26 and you will have x. Let's go ahead and do that off to the side. Remember, in multiplication, you do not need to line up decimals. You just have to line up the last numbers. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. Placeholder 0. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, and then we go and add all that up. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 5, 6, and we move our decimal 2 places in, boop, 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 boop. So my final answer is x equals 6.24. I'm going to circle that. There we go. All right, so essentially that's all we're doing. We're just translating English to math. Now let's do it again, but this time instead of highlighting everything, let's see if we can do it without the color-coded. I think you guys are going to do great on these. They're kind of fun. Okay, so the first thing we see is 9.5. Now 9.5, that's just going to be 9.5 in our translation math, right? Is means equals what percent? That's our unknown, okay? Because I'm like, well, I don't know what percent. I don't know, x. Of means times. And then 25 is just 25. You just bring that down. So now if I rewrite this all nice and squished together, it's 9.5 equals x times 25. And we like to write x times 25 like this, 25x, right? Okay. Now, the only thing I need you to know in this problem is the question is asking what percent. So at the very, very end, we're going to have to turn our answer into a percent. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're looking for percents, your answers have to get turned back into a percent, okay? But to solve this, we just simply get the variable by itself. What's happening to x? Well, it's being multiplied by 25. Let's go ahead and divide both sides by 25. Good. Okay, so 25 over 25, that's one whole, so it goes away. So now I'm going to have x equals, and then I'm going to just go ahead and do that division on a calculator just for time's sake for you guys. If you guys are doing that long division, though, you'd put the 25 outside, the 9.5 would go inside. 9.5 divided by 25 is 0.38. So after you do that division, you're going to get 0.38. But I'm not done because that's not a percent. That's a decimal. To turn that decimal into a percent, I have to move it 2 places to the right. Now my final answer is going to be 38%. Okay, I hope you guys are doing okay with all of this. I know it's new, but this time on this last one, I want to do it without all of these arrows, without having it be stretched out and crazy. This is how you guys are eventually going to get to do these problems. Like, it'll be so easy to you that you won't have to like draw arrows or color code anything. 39 is 52%. Remember, I can't write 52% as 52% in the equation. It's going to be 0.52. Of means times what number? That's my x. There you go. So now I just got to get x by itself. What's happening to x? It's being multiplied by 0.52. The opposite of being multiplied by 0.52 is divided by 0.52. okay? So this would turn into a whole, so that's gone. I have 39 divided by 0.52. Now, if you were doing the long division on this, you can't have a decimal in the denominator. So I would kick that out, but then I have to also do it up here, which would mean I'd have 3900 divided by 52. Now, to save us all time on this video, I am just going to do that division for us. 3900 divided by 52, and you get 75, okay? X equals 75. Now I'm looking back up. Did they ask what percent or what number? If they're asking what number, you're going to leave it as a plain old number, okay? Just like that. Boop. Lovely. Okay, so that's essentially the lesson. All you're doing is translating this sentence into an equation and then just solving for the unknown. It's actually pretty simple, I think. Like I said, I prefer this over the percent proportion. Now, what I'm going to have you guys do today is I'm going to have you now go work on the practice page. We're going to do exercises together Monday, just so that you guys fully understand it. However, I do want you guys to do your practice page today, just so you have something to work on, because I know class is going to go by pretty quick. All of these are just translating this and then solving for the unknown. I will do number 7 with you right now, and I want to do one more with you together. Just, I'll just pick a random one. How about number 1? Sure. Okay, so number 1 says, what number, that would be our unknown, right? That's X, is, means equals, 35%. You can't stick 35% into the equation, so we have to turn it into a decimal. That's 0.35. Of means times, and then 80. So to solve this problem, we're simply just going to take 0.35 times 80. 0, 0, 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 3, 21, 25. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay. And then add it all up. 2800. I see I have a decimal that's 2 places in, which means the decimal needs to go 2 places in. So my final answer is X equals 28. One thing I do want to warn you about is when they ask what percent, what percent, what percent, what percent, your answer needs to get moved back into a percentage at the end, okay? Just keep that in your mind. Number 7, you receive 15% of the profit from a car wash. How much money do you receive from a profit of $300 then? So you're receiving 15% of $300, right? All you have to do is take 15% times 300. Isn't that so easy? As long as you know that of means times, this is easy. I'm going to turn 15% into a decimal, so it's 0.15. Of means times 300. So now you're just going to take 0.15 times 300. Okay, that's all you got to do to finish this problem. So I'm not going to finish it for you. You just need to now just do that multiplication, okay? And that's it. Whatever you get, that's how much money you get from $300. You receive 15% of that, okay? All right, you guys, finish this, put your name on it, turn it in. If you don't get it done, it's okay. It's just due Monday. All right, I'll see you guys later.